Hello, student. We are continuing this story, the story of Muhammad Din, and we read in our previous video that the father of that how the father of that boy tells his sahib that his my son's name is Muhammad Din, and he is a badmash, and how small boy tells sahib about his relative name, but he is not a badmash. And then that day onwards, there was a conversation, there was acquaintance between the boy and the Sahib. And whenever he returns, the Britishers, he return the British whenever he returns from his office, boy salutes him at the gate, and he says him, "Salam Taib." His words are not clear as he's a kid, and he says Salam Saib. And Britishers also addresses him, answers him, Salam Muhammadi. And it becomes the routine. And with this, uh, with the passing of days, that boy became more familiar with the Britishers, and he plays in the garden among in the castor oil bushes, and he prepares some sand figures, some uh, that one small features made of small structure made of sand, and in certain areas, I mean in a particular in a small 4 or 5 feet area, he prepared a small palace like small hut like structure, and looking this structure, this changing in the garden, his father becomes angry to the son, and he might have rebuked him. So next day, the boy again come to his the and he addresses him that sir, I won't spoil the garden again. And he tries to reorganize the things. वो जो उसने यूं कहें अपन की जो पौधे और घास है, उसने जो कुछ उखाड़ी और 2 4 फीट में उसने अपना स्ट्रक्चर बनाने की कोशिश, वो उसको वापस ठीक करने की कोशिश करता है. And again the Britishers, again the that man British says the boy that he is not angry with him. He can play in his garden in his ways, in his own way. And the boy also feels happy hearing, listening this answer from the side. And in this way, we see that how a Lord and servant have relations. That servant was afraid of even smaller things. A child who was playing in the garden, a child he needs a bowl which was of no use for the British, and British also sometimes we can say that he also feels pity for that boy and that man. So a relation between a servant and a lord is seen here, and humanity relation, human and that human part of the relation are also seen when the British addresses that boy and gives him all the freedom so that he can play there, he can make the figures, he can enjoy the garden. And after 6 or 7 months, one day he sees that Muhammadin was not at the gate, not in the garden, and he didn't listen the calling of his dressing of his Islam side. The British man was surprised, and he asked his servant that where is the boy. He comes to know that the boy was ill. He was suffering from the fever, and the doctor also tried to treat him, but he couldn't be cured. And after 6 or 7 days, the boy died a sudden death. When the British man was returning from his office, he saw that some of the men were making the preparation at the graveyard to bury the small kid. And sudden death of this boy brings a heartbreaking moments for the British and for everyone. So the sudden death of a small kid due to poverty, due to disease, is an another part, is an another aspect in this story. This story tells various aspects of human life, of human nature, and innocence, behavior of kids. All this is about this story. Thank you.